the elites, they call themselves Illuminati, which means illuminated, man. That's the same meaning as Lucifer, man. Because they are Lucifer. They do have the light right now, man. All right. Okay. Because even when you go into the scriptures, even Yahweh Shai, even the Lord was known as Lucifer, the son of the morning as well. All right. Because he's gonna bring that ultimate light, man, when he comes back, man. All right. But when it speaks about Lucifer, it's talking about the elites, man, the elites of this society. All right. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Okay. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation on the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High, man. All right, and that's what the so-called white man said, man. He said that he'll ascend above the stars with what? The space program, man. All right. So this is how we know that it's talking about the so-called white man. The clues are very clear, man. Okay, when it's talking about the Edomites, man. He said what? You shall ascend into heaven, which is talking about amongst the stars. Right, which is satellites and all that shit that these Edomites have, all right? And he says what? That you shall be brought down to the ground, man. So all that exalting yourself onto the heavens, all that you thinking you're the Most High, right? Because it says he thinks that he's the Most High, man. All right? That's why he has that GMO foods. That's that God complex, man. GMO foods, the splicing the genes, you know, mixing different breeds of animals that aren't supposed to be mixed. That's what the so-called white man does, man. All right, and that's why he has to be brought down out of his power seat, man. All right, because he's doing nothing but destroying the planet, man. Okay, destroying the people, destroying the planet, and also he's blaspheming the Heavenly Father, man. Okay. Let me continue with that. For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. Which that's what he did, man. He ascended up into heaven. After that space program, right? That's when the Most High brought them down, like it says in Obadiah. Okay? I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit, man. Alright? Yet the Most High is going to bring you down to the sides of the pit. Alright? Yet the Most High is basically gonna absolutely put you at the bottom of society, man. All right, there's gonna be a reversal. Okay, there's gonna be a trading places that's gonna happen, man. All right, the nation of Israel, which is talking about the true Israelites, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're about to be on top of the society when Yahweh Shai comes. Okay, and these Edomites, the so-called white man, is gonna be on the bottom. All right. And that's how it's going to play out forever, man. Until he's exterminated. Okay? Which is written about. Alright? Okay, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble? That didst shake kingdoms, man? Alright? Because that's what the so-called white man did. He shook kingdoms. How? With his atomic weapon, man. Alright? Now they have the nuclear weapon. But the atomic weapon, the so-called white man in America was the first one to ever use that, man. Alright? And the only one to use that. Okay? And that's how he shook kingdoms. Okay? Hiroshima and Nagasaki, man. Right? That place is still feeling the effects of the atomic bomb, man. That place is still has a bunch of problems because of that atomic bomb, man. Alright? And that radiation that was sent off with that atomic bomb that hit there. Okay? So this is what it's talking about, man. Alright? And it says the man. So we know it's not talking about the spiritual demon Satan. It's talking about an actual person, man. Alright? They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble? That did shake kingdoms? That made the world as a wilderness, man. Alright? So we know that we see, it's not, what do we call this place, man? We call it a concrete jungle, man. Alright? They took down most of the trees. They made the earth like a wilderness, man. Alright? This is what it's going into, man. It's going to the power structure of the Edomites, man. Alright? Let me continue with this. Made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof. that open not the house of his prisoners, man. Right? Who has the biggest? Who keeps the most prisoners, man? Then like a crazy amount of prisoners compared to the whole planet Earth, man. America, man. Right? America has more prisoners than the whole world, man. All right? Like it's a crazy amount, man. All right? And that's why it says what? Let me read that again. That made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners, man. All right? So they have certain laws in America, man. You can get locked up if you do a three strike rule. You can basically on your third strike you can steal a candy bar and get locked up for life, man. All right? And that's what's going on in America, man. There's a lot of people who are locked up for non-violent offenses, man, and they're locked up for crazy amount of times, especially so-called Negroes, man. All right? You're the main ones getting locked up like that, man. And that's why he says, he who opens not the house of his prisoners, man. All right? Because the so-called white man doesn't have mercy to look and say, listen, I'm being too harsh, man. He doesn't have that type of mindset. All right? Let me continue with that, man. This is verse 17 again. That made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners, man. All right. So we know that that's talking about America, man. All right. Because America is the one who doesn't open the house of his prisoners. They have the most prison population than the whole world, man. They have more prisoners than the whole world, man. All right. And that's by design, man. Okay? That's by design that America's built that way, man. All right? All the kings of the nations, even all of them lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like the abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with the sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet. All right? So the Most High is going to bring these Edomites down, man. The Most High is going to bring these Edomites to the bottom, man. All these other nations are going to have their own land back, right? They're gonna be able to live. But you Edomites, man, you so-called white people, you're not going to have that, man. You're going to be in perpetual slavery for 1,000 years, and then you're going to be exterminated, man, like it says in the book of Obadiah, man. All right? You get Isaiah 42 and 22. This is Isaiah 42 verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. All right, they are for a prey, man. All right, so that's talking about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. All right, it said what? This is a people robbed and spoiled, man. All right, it's referring to the Israelites, which are you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. All right. It said what? This is a people robbed and spoiled. Okay, because who robbed us, man? The so-called white man robbed us, man. All right. He took all of our possessions, man. Even going back to the time of Masada, man. Even that time, man. All right. They have something called the Ark of Titus. all right, where they show them taking the possession of that the Israelites had, all right, the stones, right, the things out of the temple, right. So we know that they did that even in 70 AD, man. All right, but this time was even worse, man. Because right now the Israelites, they don't have anything, man. They're at the bottom of society, man. All right, they started from the bottom, literally, man. All right. These other nations really had a head start compared to the Israelites, man. All right. These other nations had a head start, especially the so-called white man. He had hundreds of years of a head start, man. Okay. But the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, we were at the bottom, man. All right. What it said, this is a people robbed and spoiled, man. All right. They came over here, they stole Gad's land. All right. You so-called Negroes, man, you came over here with nothing, man. All right. Took you out of your houses. All right. And he did the same thing with the so-called Latinos, man. All right. Let me continue with this. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. This is Isaiah 42 and 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are laid in prison houses, man. All right, they are for a prey, man. All right, so the so-called white man, right? He's basically he treats the Israelites as a prey, man. All right, he preys upon our people, man. All right, whether it comes to stop and frisk, all those different laws, man. Right, so-called white, the police, all right. The so-called white man had so much wicked laws, man, in the books, man. Especially post-slavery, man. It was impossible for a so-called black man to get up in society, man. All right? He damn near made it impossible, man. Okay? So that's why I said what? We're laid for a prey, man. Because we have these devils ruling over us, right? And to make sure that we stay on the bottom, man. To make sure that we don't rise, man. All right? Because he knows that once we rise, man, it's going to be bad news for him, man. All right?